It's Wednesday, September 20th, 2017. I'm your host, Sarah Beal. Thank you for joining us today. We have a great show in store for you today. We will talk with Assistant Director of Senior Services, Donna Burns. We'll get an update from Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority Administrator, Tom Kerr. And we will check in with Barnstable County Register of Deeds, Jack Mead. But first, let's get a look at today's top headlines. Flu season is upon us, and the town of Barnstable's Health Division will hold two flu clinics. The first will be held Wednesday, October 11th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., and the second will be held October 8th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Both will be held at the St. George Greek Orthodox Church in Centerville. These clinics are open to town of Barnstable residents only, and the fee is $3. The town is looking for your feedback regarding existing and future use of town fields and courts. The Department of Public Works and the Recreation Division are holding an informational session regarding the town-wide comprehensive field study. The informational session will be held tomorrow, September 21st at 5:30 p.m. at the Barnstable Senior Center. The meeting will include a presentation on the project and an opportunity for questions and comments. You can also take an online survey by going to www.townofbarnstable.us and click on Barnstable Sports/Recreation Facilities Master Plan Survey under Notifications. The Town of Barnstable Department of Public Works invites interested individuals to attend a public hearing regarding planned improvements along portions of C Street and Ocean Avenue in Hyannis. The hearing will be held at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, September 26th in the Town Hall Hearing Room. The state-funded project is planned to extend from Main Street to the entrance of Keys Memorial Beach on Ocean Avenue. The hearing will include a presentation providing an overview of existing conditions and potential improvements along this corridor, with opportunities for questions and comments. Up next, we will talk with Assistant Director of Senior Services, Donna Burns. Joining me now is Donna Burns. She's the Assistant Director of Senior Services. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Sarah.
So we have a couple of things we want to talk about. The first thing we're going to talk about is the Job Seekers for 50 Plus program that you guys have. It's starting up on the 21st, which is tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So what can you tell me about this program?
Well, this is an exciting program for, as the title infers, people over 50 who are looking for jobs. This is a program that's funded by the Mass Councils on Aging, and it's our third year. We were one of the first sites chosen to launch this project, and now there are about 16 sites. There originally were only 6.
Wow.
And we're very, very excited. It has been such a positive experience for the people that take part in this, as well as for us as the Senior Center being able to offer this service.
So what kind of job seekers do you tend to see that are looking for jobs in the 50-plus age range?
Well, I'll tell you, it's interesting. There's a few different types of folks. Some folks are workers over 50 who, sadly, when we had our, big recession back in 2008 to 2010, actually had good jobs that they had expected that they would be staying in probably until retirement. And suddenly, when there was that financial calamity, a lot of the people that were first cut were older workers that were making, a decent salary, given their years of experience and their tenure in their job. And suddenly, they found themselves in a place they never thought they'd be, which is looking for a job later in life.
Yeah.
That presents a lot of new challenges.
Definitely. That's got to be really hard to go through that and to be back looking for a job, especially here on Cape Cod, because we all know that jobs here on Cape Cod are a little tough to come by.
There are unique challenges down here given our seasonal job market. So, that's tough for some people to understand that if they're looking for a professional level job, then they very well may have to travel over the bridge. If you're looking for a part-time job, that's the other job seeker that we're seeing, is someone that is, a little older, and they're realizing they could use some more money, just to make ends meet. It's a beautiful place to live, but it's expensive.
It is.
So some of the things that we touch on are, what do you do when you're stuck in your job search and you're finding that your age is a barrier? You're feeling that people aren't necessarily taking you seriously. How to get around that by punching up your resume, making sure that your skills are relevant, learning how to network, because about 75% of all jobs, believe it or not, are found through networking.
That's not surprising, especially here on Cape Cod. A lot of, so-and-so is hiring. I think I might have someone that's perfect for that job. There's a lot of word of mouth, and that all comes from networking. So it's an important skill to have.
It is, and we teach folks how to learn to do that, have a LinkedIn profile, and how to use social media to get the word out there that, hey, I'm available, this is what I have to offer, and, if you hear of anything, let me know. And this has really helped people with their confidence, learning new skills, and just, having someone to bounce ideas off of. It's a structured program. I don't want people to think we just sit around and commiserate. There's different topics every single session. We're twice a month, as you had mentioned, and go through all sorts of practical support and skills sessions. We have employers. We have a myriad of different things, and it's free. So if anyone's interested, I'd love to hear from them.
That's great. So the Job Seekers 50-plus program is on the first and third Thursday of every month from 9 to 11, and it starts on Thursday, the 21st.
It is, and it's free.
It's free.
And we'll even serve you coffee.
Oh, well, there you go. Perfect. The other program we want to talk about is the Savvy Caregiver program that you guys are starting up. This is going to be starting up on Wednesday, October 4th. It's going to run for 6 weeks. What can you tell me about the Savvy Caregiver program?
Well, this will be our second session. Stacy Cullen, who is our Adult Supportive Day program director, and myself went up to the Healthy Living Center of Excellence to be specially trained in this program. Probably one of the loneliest and most difficult jobs that you can have, and nobody signs up for this, is to find yourself as a caregiver of someone who has Alzheimer's or some other related dementia. There are so many layers and different aspects to this new role, not only what you're going through, but what your person who has this diagnosis is going through. And some of the things that this program will do is help you to understand the impact of dementia on both the caregiver and the person that you're caring for, and just learning to manage daily life as a caregiver.
It's a lot to take on as a caregiver, so it's great to, have a program where you can get the support you need and maybe learn some tools for being a caregiver and understanding how it all works.
Absolutely, and I have to say this is a program that, again, was put together by a group of medical and social services professionals. It's an outstanding program. The first group that went through the program felt it was more than beneficial to them, and they come away with a lot of great information. We helped them learn about perhaps support services on the Cape here that they're not aware of that could help them out. And I would encourage everyone, again, it's free. It's here at the Barnstable Senior Center, but it's open to anyone. You don't have to live in Barnstable to take part of this part in this program. And we actually do offer respite if you need that to come to take part in this as a caregiver. You just have to give me a call so that we can talk about what your person's situation is.
And what's the best number to reach you at?
The best number, my direct line, is 508-862-4753. And I would encourage you also, even if you aren't ready to sign up for this program, it's just one of the things of many that we do here at the Barnstable Senior Center, but we feel very strongly that one of the most important things we can do is to support our family caregivers. So even if you aren't ready to come to this program, if you have questions, if you want to find out about our day program, please do call me. We're here for you.
Wonderful. And again, that Savvy Caregiver program starts Wednesday, October 4th from 1 to 2:30. It's going to be a 6-week program. So if you're interested in signing up or you want more information, feel free to give Donna a call. Thank you so much for joining us today and, filling us in. Like you said, there's so much going on at the Senior Center. I mean, we could probably talk for an hour about everything you guys have going on. So just highlighting a couple of the programs you guys have right now.
Well, it's a great place to be in. If you've never been here, please come in and check us out. I guarantee you will be surprised.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Donna.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you so much. Our guest today is Assistant Director of Senior Services, Donna Burns. Coming up, we will take a look at the August real estate numbers with Register of Deeds, Jack Mead. But first, let's find out how things are going at the CCRTA with Administrator Tom Kerr. Joining me now is Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority Administrator Tom Kerr. Tom, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for having us.
So we wanted to kind of quickly go over how the summer went. I know that you had the Cape Flyer and it ended over Labor Day weekend and it was in its 5th season. Tell me how that went this year.
Well, it's amazing that it's actually been 5 years now since we unveiled it 5 years ago, and we've had great success again this year where the ridership on the train the revenue exceeded the operating cost, and we have a unique relationship with the state where the Cape Cod RTA is responsible for the operating cost. In the railroad world, it's very rare when revenues exceed the operating cost, but that's what's happened now for the 5th consecutive year, and our ridership continues to go up. It was up about 4% all summer, but on the Labor Day weekend, I guess it was one bad day where the percentage went down, but our ridership is still up, and right around 15,000 people this summer are moved by the Cape Flyer. So we're very, very happy with that service and our relationship with the state on it. So it will continue to hopefully flourish as we go forward. And, we're always trying to prepare well in advance of Cape events so that we can market appropriately and get people down here by train, reduce some of the traffic around the bridges on those 15 weekends from Memorial Day to Labor Day. And, it's not a huge number of cars off the road, but it's some. And plus, our buses meet the train in Buzzards Bay on Friday night and Saturday and Sunday. And I go over there every Friday night to just count the number of folks that get off in Buzzards Bay that are actually going to Martha's Vineyard and down to Woods Hole. We have a bus that takes them down there. So it's a real convenient, innovative service. We also have, concession cars serving beer and wine while people come to the Cape to enjoy mostly vacationing and things of that nature. And we have a bike car where we encourage people to come down for day trips to take advantage of our bike facilities throughout the Cape, the Shining Sea, the Cape Cod Rail Trail, and the like. So it's really been a great story, and we're very pleased again to have success.
It's a wonderful service. I know a few years back, I actually took the Cape Flyer from Boston down to the Cape. I was off Cape. It was actually, my friend lent me her car, and I brought it back, and I was like, I can take the Cape Flyer back, and it was a wonderful ride. It's very smooth, very beautiful, just watching the scenery go by, and everyone on board was so nice. And it was just
thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a great service. And I had never seen the Cape from that, angle before. You get going over the railroad bridge, which is
exactly,
so
yeah.
cool.
You'd be surprised how many people come down to just on Friday nights. I go there every Friday to meet the train, and there's always a lot of folks there with cameras just taking a picture of the bridge when the bridge is down.
Yep.
And you're right about the scenic vistas, particularly through Sandwich and West Barnstable.
Yep. Very,
very pretty. And as a Cape Codder my whole life, you don't really see that stuff, in everyday work and travel, but on the train you do. So it's just been one great story from its inception.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. So hopefully we can continue doing it for a few more years to come.
I hope so. Thank you.
Yeah, another thing that you guys are working on is you have a lot of partnerships with the councils on aging across the Cape. I know there was a press conference during the summer about some of your initiatives that you're doing. You want to tell me about where we are with that right now?
Yeah, that's really been something I'm very proud of. We listened to the citizenry about a year ago. There was an editorial in Cape Cod Times indicating that with this tsunami-like influx of seniors coming to Cape Cod and projected out for the next few decades, where the median age is going to be well in advance of 60, the Cape Cod Times editorial indicated that they felt there was inadequate planning going on in the areas of healthcare, housing, and transportation. So I read it and I said, well, I'm pretty excited about what we're already doing for seniors in transportation, but we listened to the message and we said we got to go further. So at that time, a year ago, we had a little event that we showed the world kind of what we're doing for seniors then, and then we committed to spending several months to really learn how we could further improve senior mobility. And so we've done that, and I have a staff person, Kristen Boyd, who's been wonderful, and she's gone out and met with all of the council and aging directors across Cape Cod on several occasions. We brought them all in and met with them and had a nice dialogue about how they provide local transportation for their seniors in their respective towns. And we've already for a lot of years had contracts with the councils to provide vans for them, that we apply for grants through the state and we give them vans. So we have a relationship anyway, but we've really enhanced that relationship with the council directors, and we've learned from them a great deal, and they've learned from us. So at the end of the summer, as you indicated, we had another event to indicate that we are going to unveil, 8 or 9 new initiatives that will hopefully further improve the ability of seniors to move around the Cape. And I don't have the list right in front of me here now, but I know Free Fare Wednesdays is one of them, and that's anyone over 60 years of age that wants to take public transportation on our fixed route service on Wednesdays can do so for free. And we have 7 fixed route services that go from Bourne to Provincetown, so that's an exciting initiative. Another one that I recall was we have a loaner program with the councils. The councils generally have one bus, and if that bus is being used or if it's getting in maintenance or whatnot, we can loan them a bus so that they won't be unable to move some of the seniors in their towns. We've also got a very extensive training program of that. We've allowed them to come in and learn how to do certain things in terms of the vehicle that we're driving. And we've also come up with this really exciting initiative that we're going to provide some resources, financial resources, to the 15 councils on the Cape to help with their fuel costs. And we have a formula that we're going to distribute. It's not a great deal of money. It's $40,000 across the board, but it helps them because there's all the municipalities are financially challenged, obviously. So that was an exciting new initiative we're unveiling. And another one is we're having, even though we meet regularly with seniors, and the councils, we are going to have formal semi-annual meetings like we've had in the past year to really bring all the council folks in and talk about, how things are working, share ideas, what might be working well in Orleans could be adopted in Sandwich or Bourne. So it's really been a really wonderful, I think, effort to really tell the seniors on Cape Cod that we care about how they get around. If they want to come into Hyannis on public transportation, have a martini at lunch or something and not have to worry about driving home, that's a good thing. And so other folks have noticed that we're doing these exciting things. And October 2nd, we're going up to the Governor Baker's Council Executive Office of Elder Affairs to make a presentation on what we're doing. And making a presentation this week at the National Association of Regional Transit Authorities conference to explain what we're doing. So that whole senior initiative has been really exciting, and we've got a lot of thanks and appreciation from seniors as we travel, and we're carrying 200 or so more people on fixed routes with the over 60 Free Fare Wednesday. So everything's good, actually, and my great staff that I have here at the RTA, couldn't do any of this stuff without their incredible commitment and passion for what we do, and it's all been fun.
That's wonderful. I mean, it's such a great part of the community to reach out to. You want to make sure the seniors are feeling comfortable, and having that Free Fare Wednesday so they can at least give it a try and see if it's something they'd be willing to do. I think that's a wonderful initiative, and you got so much other stuff going on, so that's great. Thank you so much, Tom, for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity. It was great to talk to you.
Okay, have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. My guest today is Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Tom Kerr. So Jack, we're going to talk about the August real estate numbers for the county. Looking pretty interesting. Why don't you tell me how August looked for you guys?
Well, we had a nice August, Sarah. I was a little pleasantly pleased to see the numbers that came in. We the previous August was a strong one in 2016, so I knew we were going to have a tough time matching or catching those numbers, and yet we did, which was nice. So we were up 5.4% in the total volume of activity countywide, which was great. The total value of sales was up over 10% from last year, which is, again, a good number. And as a result, the median property sale value Cape-wide was up 1.8% from last year. So nice, strong month for August.
Yeah, being up is always a good thing.
Correct.
Yeah. Want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
That's right. We like the positive numbers,
yes.
And so far for the year, we've had some very positive numbers. So overall, through August, we're up 5% in terms of the level of activity that we've seen, which is, again, a nice solid number. Happy to see that, and consequently, the values are up over 7%, and the individual sales value is almost up 6%.
Wow.
From last year. So we've been consistent last few years. We've been looking at those numbers at anywhere 4 or 5% annual value increases, which are nice, strong, steady numbers. They're not spectacular, but we've been through spectacular in the past, and we don't. Sometimes the result of spectacular is some really bad stuff coming the other way.
Yeah.
So this is a little more consistent numbers that we've seen for the last few years in terms of growth, slow and steady, reasonable and steady, and that makes for a solid market, I think.
Yeah, that's not a bad place to be.
No.
It's better than taking a big dip or anything like that.
Right. It's the roller coaster can get, it's fun at the park, but not so much if you're, trying to plan your life with your real estate. Yeah.
No, not at all. And I saw that foreclosures were down.
We had for the month of August we were down, and which is good. It looked like we had a big month a year ago in foreclosures, so our down is probably not down enough for any of our liking, but
it's down from what it was. It was 35 foreclosures in August last year, which is
correct.
Very
yes,
high.
That was a big number.
Yeah.
But for the first time all year, we're behind where we were in terms of foreclosures from where we were a year ago. So that's good. We were ahead of last year's pace up until this month. So let's see. The next few months, we may start to see, hopefully a nice permanent, a good stretch where we're not seeing a lot of foreclosure activity, and that's good for everyone involved.
Right. And does the fall generally seem to be a busy time of year as far as real estate sales to go?
Yes. Our the fall quarter, September, October, November, is a very busy quarter for us. I would say, actually, technically, it's probably the fourth quarter of the year, second quarter of the fiscal year. But the October, November, December is typically our best quarter, right there, close with the spring. The late, April, May, June. But September starts things happening, and August is a good start for this, actually. So my expectation is we'll have a decent September. And then we always have better numbers in the fall. So unless I've jinxed it, our fall numbers should be strong coming to the end of the year.
Hopefully, there's no jinx. Now, is there any particular reason why you tend to see better numbers in the late spring and the later parts of the fall?
I guess it's just I think it's an advent of likely it's the way we have a big second home market here in the Cape, and in the summertime people want to be at the beach,
right.
Or doing summer things.
Right. And in the winter, nobody wants to be outside, so.
Right, in the winter it's tough. So, but people start doing their second home shopping or home shopping sort of in the early spring, early fall, and as they see things, and they either want to buy something to get it ready for the next season, or buy something in the spring to have it for the summer, and it's just a pattern that's occurred over a long time. So that's what we expect to see happening. As our best quarters are in the spring and the fall, and our weaker quarters are in the summer. and by far our weakest quarter is the first 3 months of the year, of the calendar year. So January, February, March, very quiet, and then things really pick up in the late spring. So it's just a pattern that we've seen for a long time. I've been here almost 30 years, and it hasn't changed.
Right.
And I'm sure it was that way well before I got here. So just I think the nature of the beast so much is given where our area is in New England, and I think I wouldn't be shocked if that pattern holds, in a lot of areas of this neck of the woods in New England.
Definitely. Well, just like everything on Cape Cod, it has an ebb and a flow, and that's how
Correct.
it tends to go.
It's right, like the tides, they come in and go out, and with the ebb and the flow, and so that's real estate to some degree as well.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and giving us an update on the county real estate numbers. I really appreciate it.
Happy to, Sarah, and look forward to talking to you next month.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Take care.
Bye. My guest today is Register of Deeds, Jack Mead. Now let's find out what's happening around town in today's community calendar. Are you a member of the Barnstable High School class of 1977? If so, your 40th high school reunion is just around the corner. The reunion will take place on Saturday, October 21st at the Cape Codder in Hyannis. There will also be a meetup on Friday night, the 20th, as well as a golf outing on Saturday afternoon. For more information or to sign up, go to www.eventbrite.com and search for Barnstable. The Hyannis Youth and Community Center is holding its 9th annual Fall Touch-a-Truck event this weekend. Come down to the HYCC on Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and take part in this fun, free event. Now let's have a look at this week's Board Committee and Commission meeting schedule. The Hyannis Main Street Waterfront Historic District Commission meets tonight at 6:30 in the Selectmen's Conference Room, and the Shellfish Commission will also meet tonight at 7:30 at the Senior Center. Site plan review scheduled for tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. has been canceled. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow with another great show for you. We'll get a legislative update from State Rep Randy Hunt, and we will check in with Town Manager Mark Ells. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Beal.